How often do you think about your heart health? Are you aware of the risks of cardiovascular disease? Well, let's dive into the heart of the matter. Cardiovascular diseases, encompassing coronary heart disease and stroke, claim the top spot as the leading cause of death in the United States. Particularly at risk are Blacks and Hispanics in underserved communities. It's a sobering reality, isn't it? But there's good news. Cardiovascular disease is largely preventable. Stay tuned to learn how you can keep your heart beating strong. Heart Smarts, a health program, is here to empower you to live a heart-healthy lifestyle. This program is not just about information, but about transformation. It offers a comprehensive approach to help you understand and achieve heart health. Heart Smarts is committed to reducing the incidence of cardiovascular disease, the leading cause of death in the United States. The program focuses on underserved communities where the risk of heart disease and stroke is greatest. Through education and empowerment, Heart Smarts aims to turn the tide on these statistics. It's a call to action, a call to change, a call to live healthier, longer lives. Heart Smarts is about arming you with the knowledge and tools you need to make heart-smart choices every day. It's about the power of prevention and the promise of a healthier future. Remember, Heart Smarts is not just a program, it's a life-changing journey. It's about taking control of your health, one heartbeat at a time. But don't just take our word for it. Listen to these stories from people who have benefited from Heart Smarts. Imagine being told you're at risk for heart disease, a leading cause of death in the United States. Now picture having the knowledge and tools to combat that risk head-on. For people like Maria, a single mother from an underserved community, Heart Smarts was a beacon of hope. The program informed decisions about her heart health, ultimately reducing her risk of cardiovascular diseases. And then there's John, a middle-aged man who was once a prisoner of his poor lifestyle choices. For him, Heart Smarts was not just a program, but a lifesaver. It opened his eyes to the risks he was taking and gave him the push he needed to commit to a healthier lifestyle. These are not just testimonials, they are life-changing stories. Stories of empowerment, resilience, and triumph over heart disease. These are real stories from real people who have seen the impact of Heart Smarts in their lives. Are you ready to be the next success story? Your heart health is in your hands, and with Heart Smarts, you have the power to make a difference. It's time to take that first step towards a healthier lifestyle, a step that could redefine your future. Heart Smarts is not just an ally, it's a beacon, guiding you to make informed decisions for your heart health. So why wait? The path to a healthier heart is just a click away. You'll find the link to Heart Smarts right down in the description below. Start your journey towards a healthier heart today with Heart Smarts.
Have you ever wondered why you have your mother's eyes or your father's nose? A question that has intrigued humanity for centuries, and the answer lies within the fascinating world of genetics and genomics. Picture a blueprint, detailed, precise, and integral to the construction of a complex structure. Now imagine that blueprint is not for a building, but for you. This is the role of our genes. They are the architects of our bodies, determining everything from our hair color to our height, even our predisposition to certain diseases. But what are genes, and how do they work? Well, let's delve a little deeper. Genes are segments of DNA, the molecule that carries the instructions for making all the structures and materials the body needs to function. Think of DNA as a recipe book, and genes as the individual recipes. Each gene provides instructions for a specific characteristic or function in the body, and that's where genomics comes in. Genomics is a more recent branch of genetics that studies the entire set of genes in an organism, called the genome. It's like reading the entire recipe book cover to cover, understanding how all the recipes work together to create a diverse menu. Genomics allows us to see the bigger picture, to understand how genes interact with each other and the environment to influence traits and characteristics. So, when you get a compliment on your mother's eyes or your father's nose, it's really your genes you should be thanking. They're the ones who received the blueprint, followed the instructions, and mixed the ingredients to create the unique individual that is you. In essence, genetics and genomics are like the weavers of a tapestry, intricately intertwining threads of DNA to create the rich, complex patterns that make up the human form. So, each time you look in the mirror, remember you're seeing a reflection of your genes at work. But how does this genetic blueprint translate into physical traits? This is the question that has fascinated scientists for centuries, and the answer lies in the process of gene expression. Think of your genes as a vast library of information, each one containing a unique set of instructions. But just as not every book in a library is read at once, not every gene is expressed all the time. Instead, cells turn genes on and off as needed, a process akin to a librarian deciding which books to pull from the shelves. But how does a cell know which genes to express? This is where proteins come into play. These molecular machines act as interpreters, reading the instructions in the genes and carrying them out. Each protein has a specific task, whether it's building a part of the cell, fighting off invaders, or helping cells communicate with each other. Now imagine if we could manipulate this process, turning genes on and off at will. This is the basis of genetic engineering. Scientists can insert, delete, or modify genes in an organism's DNA, effectively rewriting the instructions. This could mean creating crops that are resistant to pests, or developing therapies that target specific diseases at the genetic level. However, it's not as simple as flipping a switch. The process of gene expression is complex and highly regulated, with multiple checks and balances in place. And while we're beginning to understand how to manipulate this process, there's still much we don't know. After all, even the smallest change to a gene can have unforeseen consequences, just as altering a single word in a book can change its entire meaning. In essence, your genes are like a language, and your body knows how to read the code, but we're still learning how to speak it fluently. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of genetics and genomics, we're not just reading the story of life, we're learning how to write it. What if you could predict your risk for certain diseases? Imagine a world where we could foresee the potential health storms on our horizon and gear up with the right preventive measures. This is not science fiction, but a reality made possible with genomics. Genomics, the study of the entirety of an organism's genes, is like having a detailed map of our genetic makeup. With this map, scientists can pinpoint genetic variations that can indicate a higher risk for certain diseases. This is an exciting frontier in the field of medicine called predictive genomics. Let's delve a bit deeper. Think of your body as a complex machine, with genes acting as blueprints for various components. Sometimes, a minor error in these blueprints can lead to the machine malfunctioning, manifesting as a disease. Genomics allows us to anticipate these errors before they cause trouble. Now, you might be wondering, how does this work in practice? This is where genetic testing and personalized medicine come in. Genetic testing is like a high-tech proofreader, scanning your genetic code for potential errors. It can identify mutations that increase your risk for diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, or heart disease. But here's where it gets even more exciting. Knowing your genetic risk doesn't just mean waiting for the storm to hit. It means you can take action to change the forecast. This is the essence of personalized medicine. Personalized medicine tailors prevention and treatment strategies to your unique genetic profile. For instance, if you're at high risk for heart disease, your doctor could recommend specific lifestyle changes or medications to help lower your risk. In essence, genomics is transforming the way we approach medicine, shifting the focus from treatment to prevention. It's like having a weather forecast for your health, allowing you to bring an umbrella on a stormy day or apply sunscreen under the scorching sun. With genomics, we're not just predicting the weather, we're forecasting your health. So let's embrace this new era of medicine and let genomics guide us toward a healthier future. But our genes aren't just about us, they're also a record of our past. Isn't that fascinating? Just as archaeologists dig through layers of earth to uncover the mysteries of our past, genomics allows us to delve into the very fabric of life to understand our evolutionary journey. Let's consider a simple example. Have you ever wondered why humans and chimpanzees share such striking similarities? Well, genomics has the answer. By comparing the genomes of different species, scientists can reveal a shared ancestry. Humans and chimps, for instance, share about 98% of their DNA. This shared genetic material is a testament to our common lineage and the evolutionary divergence that occurred millions of years ago. But it's not just about finding similarities. It's also about spotting the differences, the minute changes that have driven evolution. Picture this. Over time, small genetic alterations or mutations occur. While many of these changes may have little to no effect, some can lead to significant variations in traits, driving evolution forward. Now you might ask, how can we possibly track these tiny changes? Well, that's where genomics truly shines. It's like having a magnifying glass that can zoom in on the genetic level, enabling us to identify these evolutionary changes. By comparing genomes across species, we can pinpoint where these changes have occurred, helping us understand how different species have adapted and evolved over time. And it's not just about animals or humans. We can use genomics to explore the evolution of all life forms, from the tiniest bacteria to the tallest trees. It's a powerful tool that can shed light on the intricate web of life that connects us all. But genomics doesn't just look back. It also helps us look forward, predicting future evolutionary trends and potential adaptations. It's a bit like having a time machine that can travel both ways, offering glimpses of our past and peeks into our future. So you see, our genes are not only a blueprint for our bodies, they're also a map of our past. So, what does the future hold for genetics and genomics? As we peer into the horizon of this fascinating field, the potential advancements are as vast and varied as the genetic code itself. Imagine a world where diseases are not just treated, but prevented at the genetic level. This is the promise of gene editing techniques like CRISPR-Cas9, which allow us to precisely modify DNA sequences and potentially correct genetic defects. Now, let's take it a step further. Picture personalized medicine, where treatments are tailored to your unique genetic makeup. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, doctors could prescribe medications and therapies based on your individual genes. This could increase treatment effectiveness and reduce side effects. And it's not just about humans. Genomics could revolutionize agriculture as well. Genetically modified crops, designed to be more resistant to pests, diseases, and harsh weather conditions, could help secure our food supply in an increasingly uncertain world. But with great power comes great responsibility. Ethical considerations are paramount. How do we balance the potential benefits of genetic modification with the risks? What safeguards should be put in place to prevent misuse? These are complex questions, but they are part of why the field of genetics and genomics is so incredibly exciting. It's not just about the science, it's also about the impact on society, the moral dilemmas, and the philosophical debates. Moreover, the future of genetics and genomics is not just in the hands of scientists and researchers. It's in the hands of everyone who takes an interest, asks questions, and seeks to understand. So, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep questioning. And remember, the journey of genetics and genomics is far from over. It's an ongoing voyage of discovery filled with unexpected twists and turns. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of our genes, who knows what we might discover next? The possibilities are as endless as our DNA.